The world had become filled with violence and evil, and God was grieved at what he saw. But there was one man who walked faithfully with God, and that was Noah. Genesis 6:9-11 says, "Now it came to pass in the days of Noah, when men had become wicked and corrupt in the sight of God, that God looked down on them and was displeased. Then the Lord said, I will blot out man from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and everything that moves on the earth, with them of the air, with them also from the earth, I will destroy. I will destroy everything in which I am grieved. I will destroy man and beast, creeping thing and birds of the air, for I am sorry that I have made them." But there was one man who walked faithfully with God, and that was Noah. And God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to all people, for the earth is filled with violence because of them. I am going to destroy all living things, great and small, bird, fish, wild animal, human. Everything on the earth will be destroyed. Start building a large boat made of gopher wood. Make rooms in it and cover it with a thick coating of pitch inside and out. And I will bring you your sons, your wife and your daughters into the boat with you, and we will survive together. Genesis 6:13-18. This is the amazing story of Noah's Ark, based on Genesis chapter 6-9. God gave Noah very specific instructions, and Noah obeyed completely. Even though he had never seen a flood before, for years, Noah built the ark and preached about the coming judgment, warning people to turn back to God. But the people only laughed and refused to listen. 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 5. Then God said to Noah, You are the only one I have found to be righteous in this age. Genesis 7:1. When the ark was finished, God told Noah, Go into the ark, you and your whole family, because I have found you righteous in this generation. So Noah gathered his family and 2 of every kind of animal, just as God had commanded him. Then they went into the ark to stay there for the next 40 days while the rain fell. And it poured for 40 days and 40 nights. Genesis 7:12 says, So it happened in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the month of Nisan, on the 17th day of the month, that all the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of heaven were opened. The waters rose and covered the earth, but inside the ark, Noah and his family were safe. After 40 days, Noah sent out a raven and then a dove to see if the waters had receded. The raven did not return, but the dove found a branch and a leaf and then flew back to the ark. 7 more days passed, and Noah sent out the dove again, but it did not return. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the window of the ark, and the surface of the ground was dry. Then Noah released the dove, and it came back to him, bringing an olive leaf in its mouth. And Noah knew that the water had receded. Finally, after 150 days, God said to Noah, The waters have receded from the earth. Go ahead and leave the ark with your family and all the animals and birds. You may take with you some of all kinds of food and drink and go into the mountains. And there you shall live until I say so. Then Noah, his sons, his wife, and his sons' wives, along with all the animals, left the ark. When they all disembarked, God remembered what he had promised. Never again will there be a flood to destroy the earth. And he placed a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his promise. Genesis 9:11-13. Friends, this story reminds us that trusting God's plan, even when it doesn't make sense, brings safety and salvation. In the same way, Jesus calmed the disciples when they were afraid during the storm on the lake. Matthew 8:26 says, He awoke and rebuked the wind and the waves, and they ceased. Just like Noah, sometimes we have to build our own arks. In times of trouble, we need to put our trust in God and obey Him, even if we don't fully understand His plan. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight. If this blessed you, subscribe to our channel for more powerful Bible stories and messages of hope. Also watch the Tower of Babel, which is next in line. Until next time, walk good.